Oh, hey.
Hey, thanks for meeting me here on such short notice. This place isn't bugged, is it?
Bugged? Wait, Jamie, what's going on?
It's just, you're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion. Do you see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there?
Yeah?
That's all I paid for it.
I think I need to get back to you on that.
Do you know what you want?
Yeah, I do now.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. Get the car or SUV you've always wanted, plus America's best warranty at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. The guilt is real, but so is the savings.
Listen, I don't want to get in your business, but if that's all she paid for it, I'll have what she's having.
It's a great day for a new Hyundai at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event going on now. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on all Hyundai Palisade, Santa Fe, and Santa Fe hybrid models. And check out our other great deals at your Hyundai dealer today. Offer ends September 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from downtown Baton Rouge.
Let's ride!
Since the greatest coach of all time walked away. And I sat right here at this microphone and told you, welcome to your new reality. I told you the days of waking up on a Saturday morning, stress-free, running roughshod over everybody, were done. And what did you say to me? Called me names. You laughed and mocked and jeered. You talked about my mom and them. You talked about my wife, my son. Oh, I see it all. I see it all. Which is why every opportunity I have to take your nose and rub it in cap hoop, I'm gonna do it with glee. Tommy Castellanos. Tommy Castellanos. That little 5'0" 100 Boston College transfer talked his ish and backed it up You let Tommy Castellanos lead an offense that ran for 230 yards straight up your donkey. Florida State? 2-10 a year ago? Ran for 230 on vaunted Alabama. Oh, let it burn. Did you see what Florida State defensively did? Alabama ran for 87 yards. The fewest yards rushing for an Alabama offense since 1975. 50 years, half a century. Nick Saban was still wearing them Coke bottle glasses and had long hair. This spear is hurting my arm. I'm gonna put it down. But I ain't done. All off season, I heard about this vaunted Alabama offensive line. Caden Proctor went to Iowa, came back, All-American. Formby and all them dudes. Little old Florida State. 3 sacks, 7 TFLs, 5 passes defense. What happened to that vaunted offensive line for the Crimson Tide? What happened to your former 5-star quarterback, Ty Simpson? Got their ass run over in Tallahassee by a 2-10 Florida State team. I'm watching College Game Day on Saturday, and you know what I heard? I heard Nick Saban, the greatest coach of all time, insist that Alabama's culture under Kalen DeBoer was so much better. Don't believe me? Listen to the GOAT.
I've been around the team a little bit this year at Alabama. I went to practice. I see a different culture in the team. There were so many changes last year, new coaches, players leaving, players coming. They didn't have anybody get in the portal.
Culture. Culture. I saw players dancing on TikTok in the locker room after the loss. Culture. I saw some goofball with fingernail polish carrying a teddy bear walking into the stadium. Culture. You think Nick Saban would allow that? Hell no, he wouldn't. You know who would? Yo, Elmer Fudd looking, too tight, dry fit t-shirt wearing gump of a coach. This ain't Fresno State, baby. This ain't Washington up in the Pac-10, 12, 2, whatever you want to call it. Welcome to the SEC, or better yet, a team that gets their ass kicked by a week-old 2-10 ACC team, letting Danny Cannell talk his ish. And you know what? I love the fact that you chumps have to listen to it. Y'all know the count? You know the count. 5-5 in his last 10. 1-3 in their last 4. 4 losses as a double-digit favorite. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nick Saban did that one time in 17 years. First season against ULM. Oh, by the way, who y'all play this week? Don't you go losing to ULM. First season opening loss since 2001. First time Alabama's been sub 500 at any point in the season since 2006. 54-game winning streak against unranked non-conference opponents. Gone. Why? Kalen DeBose. Elmer Fudd. The king of the Gumps. The man who the second he was hired set that ablaze. This wasn't Ohio State. This wasn't Michigan. This wasn't Georgia, Clemson, LSU, Auburn. this was a 2-10 Florida State team with a Boston College transfer at quarterback that ran your ass straight over and into the ground, into the soggy turf at Doak Campbell. And I got news. Come close. Come close. I got news. Come close. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. You may have good athletes on the outside. That's only gonna get you so far. When Florida State is kicking your ass up and down the field in the trenches, 230 rush yards to 87. What do you think Georgia's gonna do? What do you think old Rex Specs is gonna do? He damn near beat you in your own building last year when he couldn't hit water falling out of a boat. What do you think LSU is going to do with that defense that just put Clemson in a 3-hour chokehold in their building? Ole Miss, Auburn, Missouri might beat your ass. You can't go on the road and beat Florida State? Como might be a house of horrors. Oh, and you got to tangle with Diego Pavia as well. Forget what he did to your ass last year. I'll tell you, I was wrong about something. I was wrong about something. Not about your charmed existence being over. That was as easy to predict as the sun rising today. I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong about hiring Kalen DeBose. Nailed that. I was wrong about one thing. I picked you 9-3. I might have been too generous. And every one of you today knows what I'm saying now. And what I've been saying since the day Nick Saban left is gospel truth. And every single night when you lay your head on that little crimson pillow and cry your tear, the last voice that's going to be ringing in your brain is mine. Like I've been telling you for a year and a half. Welcome to your new reality. I told you my ass was going to be on a white horse dressed up like Chief Osceola, throwing a spear in the ground. I lived up to it today. Don't you go lose to ULM. We just might see how I might fly like a war hawk on Monday. It's
AFR.
Brought by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Feel really good about that right there. Laying a wood to Alabama. YourGoodwood.com, YourGoodwood.com. Get to the website. It's a great place to start. Told you for a long time now. Yes, they do ED treatments. They do so much more at Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Hormone replacement therapy. There went my spear. There's a Goodwood pun in there, isn't there? Something like that. My spear just fell over. Greatest live read ever. Peptides. Man, you want to give BPC 157 a shot? You've heard me talk about it. Maybe you got an injury you're struggling to recover from, shoulder, back, knee, pain. BPC 157 could be the magic formula to get you through that injury. Learn more, YourGoodwood.com.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding. And oh, we do shutters too.
newsy day as Kellen Moore begins and enters his first game week as the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. Ross Jackson, LouisianaSports.net, Locked On Saints, here to kind of give us the roundup. Man, thanks for the time. How are you?
Hey, man, doing great. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Let's start with maybe what seems like the most significant news and really surprising. The Saints cut JT Gray today. Why?
Yeah, pretty surprising move. I mean, I have a couple of sort of hypotheses around this, but not really anything solid. I just think that the Saints kind of just felt like it was time to move on there. But look, I think that we've seen from the Saints so far a bit of a focus on getting younger. So that's one box checked. Another thing is that this team has not been shy about moving on from players of the previous regime. You think about Isaiah Foskey not re-signing Peyton Turner, recently moving on from other pieces. So, the Saints have not sort of had any loyalty really for those guys that have been around for some time. But the other thing that I think is very possible here is that the Saints just aren't really in a situation to where they feel like they can hold on to roster spots for guys that will only be able to contribute in a singular way or guys that will only be able to contribute on special teams. Not to reduce what JT Gray has done, but JT Gray is not somebody that typically gets put out on the defensive side of the football, right? But he's also a two-time second-team All-Pro, one-time first-team All-Pro just a few years ago. So I'm not trying to discount anything about what it is that he's achieved throughout his career here in New Orleans. He's had a fantastic career and will continue to have one, I'm sure, in Denver or something, if that's where he ends up with reuniting with Darren Rizzi. But I could see the Saints sort of going into this season in sort of this retool and saying, you know what, we need these roster spots for guys that are going to be able to contribute in multiple ways, not just on special teams. And so I could see a guy like Terrell Burgess, for instance, being brought up from the practice squad who they could rely on the defensive side and also could contribute on special teams. It's a little bit of a negotiation thing, but maybe that had something to do with it.
Okay, so JT Gray had a 53-man roster spot. Who's going to take this spot now?
Yeah, that's where I imagine Terrell Burgess comes in.
Okay.
You have, some of these other younger safeties that you have. But look, Terrell Burgess is a Brandon Staley guy through and through, and also was a big-time special teams player throughout his career, both for the Rams as well as for the Washington Commanders. So I could absolutely see Terrell Burgess, if he's healthy and ready to come up, being a guy that gets added to the practice squad from the practice squad immediately from that safety position. Saints have also added 3 players to their practice squad where they only had 2 spots open, so it makes sense that they're just looking to elevate somebody from there to their 53.
Okay, that's one piece of news. The Saints have also signed a couple of players and worked out a few more players. Let's talk with the 2 guys that have been added to the practice squad. Defensive tackle Keziah Izzard. Fill us in. Who is he and why is this significant?
Yeah, so he is a 6'3", 300-pound defensive tackle that was a fantastic run stopper over at Penn State. He came as an undrafted free agent, spent some time here in the league with the Kansas City Chiefs over the course of the preseason. He was a big reason why Penn State was able to shut down some of those big running games and during the college playoffs last year. He's just a big, super athletic guy that is very, very hard to move off of his spot or was at the collegiate level. I think he's got some development, of course, to do in order to be able to kind of have that same impact in the pros. But the Saints didn't have anybody like him on their practice squad. They had Jonah Williams, who was the only other defensive tackle or interior defender on the practice squad. But he's not as much of a run stuffer as he is kind of a 3-4 defensive end type. And so this gives the Saints a little bit more of that prototype stuff up the middle of the run game kind of defensive tackle on their practice squad.
Okay, what about outside linebacker Iku Leota?
Yeah, this is a guy that I really like. 6'4", 250. He's kind of that quintessential speed pass rusher type. And the Saints kind of add him and Fadil Diggs now both on the practice squad. The Saints got really well introduced to Leota last year during the Week 1 game between the Saints and the Carolina Panthers. He was a member of the Panthers. He had 1 sack on Derek Carr as well as 3 tackles for a loss and a hit on the quarterback. So not super surprising to see him be a guy that was on the Saints' radar. He also spent some time with the Pittsburgh Steelers last year, so he developed a little bit more as a pass rusher on their practice squad, behind some really, really good pass rushers there. So the Saints get another young talent to bring into their practice squad to help out from a depth perspective.
Ross Jackson's with us on Twitter at Ross Jackson Nola, LouisianaSports.net, Locked On Saints. Let's start with a couple of guys other guys they've added and have worked out. Trey Palmer is in New Orleans now, back home, I guess, in the New Orleans area. Where might he fit in this receiver group?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think it grows over the course of the season. He's currently on the active roster. That's part of the picking somebody up from waivers. They have to go to your active roster in that case. And so he brings more speed to this wide receiver room that's already brimming with speed when it comes to that room so far. You've got 3 guys that have run a 4.33. You got another guy in Chris Olave that ran a 4.39. You had another guy in Rashid Shaheed who never ran a 40, but with his 10.07 second 20 or rather 100 meter dash or 100 meter time, you could see him as a 4.3, 4.2 speed guy. He's a really, really fast player, as we all know. And so I think that you just add another, piece to that wide receiver room. And Trey Palmer did really well in terms of transitioning to the NFL. He was a bit of an impact player when needed for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And so the Saints went from having a really questionable wide receiver room, now having added Devon Vele and now Trey Palmer to make that room a little bit stronger.
Okay, I know they've worked out a couple of other players. Brendan Rice, Jerry Rice's son, they've worked out. Can you kind of give us the update on him as a prospect? If we know how that went, might he actually be added? What's the latest there?
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to be added, at least as of right now. The Saints actually added a third player today, a second player from that tryout list, in former Montana State quarterback Tommy Mellott, who is a guy that transitioned from quarterback to wide receiver in the league with the Las Vegas Raiders. This just happened not too long ago. Okay. And so the big comparison for Mellott is Taysom Hill. They're not nearly the same size as one another, but Taysom ran a 4.44 second 40-yard dash. Mellott was a 4.39 at quarterback. Taysom Hill was a 38.5-inch vertical leap. Mellott was a 41-inch vertical leap, and then 10.2 broad jump for Hill, 10.4 broad jump for Mellott. So you have this really interesting player that's now being added to the Saints practice squad. That's probably going to be that Terrell Burgess spot that opens up, if it is Terrell Burgess that moves up. But Mellott comes in and has an arm, he can run, and he is cross-trained as a wide receiver as well. It's a really intriguing guy to watch. I'm not going to sit out here and say that he's Taysom Hill or even Taysom Hill 2.0. I think Taysom Hill is who he is because no one else is like him. But, boy, you talk about a guy that brings some of those quote-unquote superpowers that Kellen Moore really likes. Mellott's a guy to watch out for, so I'll be very interested to see where things go with him. I think because of that signing, I'm not expecting anything to really move with the Brendan Rice tryout at this time, but definitely a name to watch out for if the Saints end up needing some help at wide receiver later on. Although, of course, look, this has been a busy day. Who's to say that they're done making news just yet?
Yeah. Look, I mean, the Saints tried to find Taysom Hill 2.0 with Tommy Stevens. That went belly up. So be careful thinking you're going to find the next version of. But do you think, Ross, that there is we've become so accustomed to the quote-unquote Taysom Hill role for 8 years now. But that was Sean Payton, Pete Carmichael. This is a totally new staff altogether. Is there a quote-unquote Taysom Hill role in this offense? Do we know? Do we think? Has anyone asked Kellen Moore that?
Yes, Kellen Moore has spoken about it. He very much believes in what it is. It seems, let me say it that way, that he very much believes in what it is that Taysom Hill can offer to this team. I've asked him, very overtly whether or not he still sees Taysom Hill as a guy that he would get mixed into, quarterback reps and being able to run sort of those QB powers and things like that. And he very plainly answered yes with that. So I expect that there is something there, assuming that Taysom Hill is healthy at some point this season and ready to go. But if he's not, and the Saints are looking for some of these versatile playmakers that can impact the game from various position groups, you think about Bayless Jones Jr., who can operate as a running back, but also as a wide receiver. Trey Palmer has taken some snaps out of the backfield, but has the versatility to play in the slot and out wide. And then now all of a sudden you add this Tommy Mellott kid who, look, I'm not going to put any expectations on him, but if there's one player at one place that makes you feel like, oh, there could be something there, he is, and this is it. And so if the Saints are looking for players that can have an impact from multiple positions, they have a few options. Not to say that they're really going to find the next Taysom Hill or anything like that, but they have some options to explore with and see what they can get done here.
Are they really wearing the gold jerseys in Kellen Moore's debut?
They absolutely are. That is a big one that apparently I guess I take it from Kellen Moore's presser today that Cam Jordan really had a lot to do with that too. He really wanted to wear these. Wow. But of course, Cam Jordan's was a big proponent for having these. It'll be their first gold jersey look since 2002. The last time did not go well for New Orleans. And they're going to be wearing those black helmets to go with those gold jerseys, which they are also 0-4 in. So they're looking for a big-time change of fortune when it comes to these design jerseys.
The old adage, look good, play good. Whatever, like the complete 180 opposite of that is, that's what we're going to see Sunday in the.
You really do not like these gold jerseys.
Or the black helmets. I mean, the black helmets, are an atrocity, and these gold jerseys are just as hideous. And it's even more perplexing, Ross, that this NFL organization can't match the gold colors.
Yeah,
Make it match. What are you doing?
I don't know what that's all about. I feel
it looks like a third grader
folks...
put this together. My special needs child could do a better job with color coordinating this thing.
I feel like a lot of folks always try to pin it on, well, there's color palettes that these, but then you look at all of the collegiate jerseys that Nike has made, and you can't tell me that they can't match gold colors.
It's whatever. Whatever. I'm going to watch. I'll hope that they're way better than I think they're going to be, but they're not going to be any better than I think they're going to be.
Does your opinion change if they go like 2-0 in these jerseys this year? Or do you still hate them?
Absolutely not. This is an absolute atrocity. And black and gold, Ross, is a gaudy color scheme. Like, it's ugly. So, and from like my whole life, the Saints really struggled to find apparel even that looked good. And it feels like in the last decade or so, they've sort of simplified. They've gone to more like block lettering. They brought back Sir Saint. You could find like just a black polo with Sir Saint on it, or the floor. Like, you'd find things that just make it more modest. It makes it pop. Like, now they're going like opposite 90s Toronto Raptors, 90s Vancouver Grizzlies jerseys is like what they're trying to do here. Like, what is this? What, like, are you just, do they sit in a room? Like, you might be able to answer this, Ross. I mean, you're way closer to it. Do they sit in a room, whoever they are, and think like, okay, what's the ugliest thing we could come up with to try to pass off as cool to see if we could trick people into thinking it looks good? Like, is that how this brainstorming session goes?
I genuinely am not sure how jersey design conversations go. I don't even know if those happen with the team involved or how that happens with the designers and Nike and all these other things. I mean, I'm sure the team is involved in some way.
Yes, absolutely.
But you know what I mean? But I don't know where, who gets the final say in this, that, and the other, and color choice and design, all these other things. I'm not fully sure, but I don't know if anybody is going to put there and say that was my idea, and that might be where the big issue is.
So bad. I mean, whatever. They look like Vanderbilt. They'll probably play like before Pavia Vanderbilt. They'll look like
pre-Pavia.
Pre-Pavia. Yeah. Read him at LouisianaSports.net. Listen or watch to Locked On Saints and follow him at Ross Jackson Nola. Thank you.
Thanks, bud. You take care. Stay safe. Talk to you soon.
All right. Be well. I'll try to stay safe to protect myself from myself. We got to watch the Saints team all season. I mean, watching this Saints team this year is going to be bad enough. Like, that's going to be painful enough. Like, watching them in these uniforms it's just amplifying every bit of suck. Why? I mean, I was on TikTok the other day and I had some old, like, late 1980s, like Dome Patrol, Bobby Hebert, Eric Martin, Dalton Hilliard era Saints highlights pop into my feed. And I'm like, man, they look good then. The old gold, the big fleur-de-lis on the helmet, the black pants with the stripes down the side. Like, if you're going to wear black, don't wear softball pants. Wear pants like football pants with stripes. Go like white, gold, white stripes down the leg. I mean, it ain't hard. Why do they make it so bad? We're brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake. If I don't stay safe and I need a doctor, I'll go to Our Lady of the Lake. How about that transition? In all seriousness, though, Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. If you want to learn more about Our Lady of the Lake and their relationship, their partnership with LSU, you can go to, OLOLRMC.com/LSU. That's Our Lady of the Lake Regional Medical Center, OLOLRMC.com/LSU. But the other thing that I love to stress is Our Lady of the Lake, yes, amazing partnership with LSU, their championship health partner. But my goodness, like just this past weekend in Lafayette, the Cajuns opened up Our Lady of Lourdes Field, where the Franciscan Missionaries of Our Lady Health System, FMOL, has supported so many endeavors, not just in Baton Rouge with LSU, but all over their multi-state area that the health system serves. And this year, they're committing to investing $250 million into facility upgrades at many of their different campuses to help continue to improve and increase healthcare in our region. It's championship healthcare. Yes, for the championship athletes at LSU, but also for everyday champions like you and me. It's Our Lady of the Lake, OLOLRMC.com/LSU. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. Together, we roar. Okay, it is after further review. We're glad you're with us. Jimmy will be here for Auto Locks. We got one more game here in the opening weekend of college football, week 1. It's Bill Belichick's debut for North Carolina against TCU. You got a full slate of Major League Baseball games as well, so we'll see what the Otters got for us. Remember, you can always get Otter Locks for free over at LouisianaSports.net, LouisianaSports.net. Tons of great betting content is always up there over at LouisianaSports.net. Okay, we'll knock out a quick break. Come back. We'll do our college football takeaways from this weekend. They get to Otter Locks. Don't you move. It's AFR, presented by Relief Windows.
AFR.
Darren James and Associates, brokered by LPT Realty. If you're thinking of buying a home, you need the best. You need Darren James. And if you're not sure how much your home is worth, I got a great idea for you. Agent225.com. Do this. Do it right now. I'm dead serious. Do this. If you're curious, you own a home, you haven't had your home appraised in a while, I'm curious how much my home is worth. You can literally do this in less than 30 seconds. Agent225.com, agent225.com, agent225.com. Right on the homepage, you'll see the little tab that says Home Value. All you do is click that box right there, type in your address, and then boom, you'll in a matter of seconds, it'll pop up your home's appraisal value. So maybe you know what you bought your home for way back when, what your home appraises for now, how much equity you have in your home, how much you could sell it for. You start doing the math, might be a great time to find that new home. Agent225.com, agent225.com for Darren James.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
All right, cruising along here. We're going to do college football takeaways. I do want you to know that we did Bama's Burning a bit ago. I did find a white horse, and I did ride the white horse. And we're putting together a social media video, which will be up soon on the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge platform. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all of it. You'll see the video there. It's already on Instagram. It's uploading to Twitter right now. It'll be on Facebook and TikTok, all the places. So yes, I did, in fact, get on a white horse as promised. The one thing I did not do was set the spear on fire. Sincerely concerned about maybe spooking a horse that I was about to ride, so I decided not to ignite a flame on the spear. I was actually really concerned about yelling next to the horse and throwing the spear in the ground. That might spook it, but all went well there. But there is video of me in as close as I could get to Osceola, finding the full Chief Osceola outfit was difficult. But anyway, it's posted. You'll see it. Please share it, especially if you have friends, family, or people you hate in Alabama. That would be wonderful. Okay, college football takeaways. Hit it.
Another week in the books. What did we learn about the landscape of college football?
All right, Musso, start us off here.
All right, man, in a weekend full of statement wins, how about Utah with one late at night on Saturday? They were just a 5.5-point favorite against UCLA, and boy, did they blow that out of the water. 43-10. The defense was phenomenal, put Nico in an absolute chokehold. And their quarterback, Devin Dampier, 300 total yards, 3 touchdowns, didn't turn it over. Utah looks for real once again under Kyle Whittingham in the Big 12.
Paulie?
So I looked at the Tennessee-UCLA quote-unquote quarterback trade. Joey Aguilar for Tennessee threw for nearly 250 yards, 3 scores in his debut for Tennessee. The Vols got a nice win over Syracuse. Nico, not on the other hand, 136, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. UCLA got blowout by Utah.
They got blowout?
Blown out.
Blown out.
Blown out.
Got it. They can blow. You can blow out. Either way. I just want to give a hat tip to LSU Clemson, Texas Ohio State, Bama Florida State, Notre Dame Miami for all having the ball sack to go play tough games to open the season. I yell about it all the time. I dream of a day where we have an entire Power 4 schedule made up of nothing but Power 4 games. And it's only going to happen when everyone plays an equitable schedule, but someone has to be willing to step up and start moving in that direction, especially with Indiana a year ago making the playoffs 11-1 and then buying themselves out of a series with Virginia. Like, you want better games. The committee has to reward people for playing tough games. Hopefully that happens at the end of the season, but sincerely hat tip to those teams that had the sack to go do it.
Carson Beck wasn't Georgia's problem last year.
Yeah, he was.
They had a lot of them, as a matter of fact. When you put him with some actually talented receivers, a balanced running game, and a balanced offense, he played pretty darn well a night ago for Miami. 205 yards. The big thing for me, he didn't turn the ball over. No interceptions. That was a bit of an issue for him, but with the balance of the offense, Carson Beck looked like the top prospect that everyone expects him to be. Be curious to watch him the rest of the way. Miami will lose 2 games in November, though, because that's just what crystal ball teams do.
How about Tulane making a good statement on opening weekend? They blew out BYU with transfer quarterback Jake Ratcliffe.
Northwestern.
Yeah, Northwestern. Ratcliffe transferred from BYU to Tulane.
Yes.
Ratcliffe threw for 150 yards, rushed for 100. Tulane making a college football contender.
Retzlaff.
Yeah.
He had a good day.
Not Radcliffe. Retzlaff.
Retzlaff.
Paulie got blowout.
Words.
Paulie got blowout, and there was a quarterback named Ratcliffe. We're going to get it, Paul.
It's week 1 for everybody.
You stop saying you said this cliche. Would everybody calm down about Arch? I mean, I'm floored by the amount of people that were floored by his performance. First real start on the road, 100,000 people, Ohio Stadium. Like, what'd you think was going to happen? Like, that went about how I thought that was going to go. And then they'll play the next 3 are layups, and he's going to go throw for 300 yards in all of them, and they're going to kick the crap out of everybody. And then you get to October, and we'll see how he does. But, like, calm down. Like, what did you think was going to happen in his first start on the road? Like, Nussmeier and LSU went to Clemson and scored 17 points. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to go on the road. First start. Like, stop. He's going to be fine.
I really like Iowa State this year. They've impressed me the first 2 weeks. No, I'm serious.
Stop.
Rocco Becht has looked awesome. The win in Ireland's one thing, but to come back the next week in a major trap spot off of an overseas trip with Iowa staring down at you next week, they went out there and just dominated South Dakota. I get it at South Dakota, but it's really the spot. 55-7. They go beat Iowa this weekend, and look out for Matt Campbell's Cyclones.
Oh. The Bama is burning real with me on the horse is already popping on Instagram.
Here we go.
Oh, my God.
Pretty good.
Oh, man. Twitter's going to go crazy. All right, It's there. It's there. It's on Twitter. Go ahead, Paulie.
All right. So how about Deion Sanders delivering on his promise? He got a porta potty installed on the Colorado sideline. This is, of course, to accommodate his surgery after bladder reconstruction surgery. And how about this? It's actually sponsored by Depend. For those of you...
That's beautiful.
For those of you that don't know, Depend is a disposable underwear company. Also, Colorado lost that game to Georgia Tech.
Muse likes Iowa State. Did you see what happened to K-State?
Ooh. Yes, I did.
A lot of people thought K-State was have them installed as the favorite in the Big 12. Now, the Big 12, let's not forget, a year ago, Arizona State was picked last and won the league. The team that was picked first, Utah, finished last. So there's just no really good teams in that league. So you do actually have a tremendous amount of parity. But Kansas State, as Muse mentioned, lost to Iowa State in Ireland, and they almost let that loss beat them again. They played FCS South Dakota and they were losing 21-17 at half, and then they trailed 35-31 in the final minutes of the fourth quarter, scored like with under 2 minutes to play to take the lead and ultimately hold on, but they were this close to losing to FCS South Dakota, right?
North Dakota. Iowa State played South Dakota.
One of the Dakotas. Like, and not the Bison.
Yeah, no.
Not that like
North Dakota.
North Dakota. Yeah. I don't even know their mascot.
I don't either.
There's like the Jackrabbits, but that's South Dakota.
Yeah,
or
South Dakota State.
And then there's the Sioux, which I think is South Dakota, USD, or is that North Dakota? Whatever. Point is, this was a team, I don't even know who they are. And they damn near went, I mean, K-State had to get a miracle to win this game. Like, climb it. Check yourself. All right, it's after further review. That's our college football takeaways. I don't see Otterlocks up at LouisianaSports.net yet, so I may have to yell at somebody. And we'll see if Jimmy answers the phone. We might do Otterlocks next.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Clegg's Nursery with 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Segan near Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. Buy local, shop local. I tell you every single day over at Shawbill's Tire and Auto Service. Hey, listen, if you want to... did I say Shawbill's? I'm sorry. I'm looking at Shawbill's on my sheet. I got to do Clegg's. I apologize. Well, they're both great local companies, and they both start with a C. Anyway, Clegg's is awesome. So it's getting to be hunting season. They've got all of your Buckbusters, Mobucks, deer corn, rice bran, and Eric and I were actually looking at this weekend because the weather's still warm and it's still like swim weather, but we have all the spring, summer flowers out. We're about to go over to Clegg's and stock up on all the fall flowers and bedding plants and all that stuff. Your earth tones. We're getting to that time. Y'all, we're into September now. So get on by and see our friends. Buy local, shop local at Clegg's Nursery.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding. And we do shutters too.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here on a Monday edition of AFR presented by Relief Windows. Windows, door siding. They do shutters as well. Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. All right, Otterlocks.
Otterlocks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Otter, how are you?
Good, Matthew. Happy Labor Day. How are you?
Happy Labor Day. I had a great weekend, man. LSU wins. Bama gets embarrassed by Florida State, and I had a winning weekend already, man. So hoping to get a little land yap tonight with this TCU Baylor game or TCU North Carolina game.
Yeah, real interesting. One of the biggest line movements of all of the first week of action, and once upon a time, North Carolina had opened up a 3-point favorite, 2.5 3-point favorite. It's been bet all the way to TCU minus 3.5. TCU did take their medicine last year, played a lot of underclassmen, was committed to just getting a lot of players some reps. They did. They took their lumps. They weren't a great team. It was one of their poor seasons in a while, but they hope to benefit from it this season. So we'll see. I got to believe, even with all the distractions at this stage of his career, Bill Belichick, they'll still come a little more buttoned up. I remember that first game watching Bill Arnsparger, similar defensive mind and respected mind, certainly not the Super Bowls, we know that. But, man, the LSU was just a different team. You could see it in that very first game, and just blocking, tackling, just efficient, getting on and off the field. I'm very curious to see, with Belichick's team tonight. So I'm kind of stuck on the game. I would, if I have to, I'm going to take the points. Anytime a favorite turns into a dog, like you did for a while with Texas, Ohio State, I'll take the original favorite. So I'm going to have a little bit on North Carolina, but more on our trend, the first half unders. 26-10, all Division I matchups. Not when an SEC team plays an FBS team, but all D1 or all FBS matchup and it's 26-10. First thing today, for all the obvious reasons, the defenses are ahead of the offenses, especially in the first half. So a lot of them won easy. Some of them close. Some were close. We got some breaks along the way. But 26-10 for the entire opening week for college football. We're going to take first half under for North Carolina TCU tonight.
That's right now at 26.5 at plus 100 over at DraftKings. By the way, DraftKings does have a 50% profit boost on that game. So we always say it. You say it all the time. You get bonuses and boosts, use them.
Yes.
So
use them.
So use them. You can go over to DraftKings, get it, or you place your bets. Where are you tomorrow?
Early time tomorrow. Early time 10 a.m. to accommodate the press luncheon for Brian Kelly over at Dozy Place on Government.
Awesome. All right, Otter. I appreciate it, man. Good luck.
Good luck.
All right, it's going to do it for us here on this Monday edition of AFR. You miss anything, AFR On Demand, presented by Brett Golf. Muse, Paulie, thanks. Y'all have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow at 3.
After further review.
Supper Club is closed today. They're closed Sunday, Monday. They reopen on Tuesday. So, not too early to start making plans for this weekend as well. Remember, opening home game of the season, the home opener this weekend for LSU with Tech coming in. You're going to have family coming in. You want to celebrate. Why not? Football is back in Baton Rouge. You want to make the most of your Friday night, your football weekend, or Saturday night? Get by Supper Club. Get your reservations. SupperClubBTR.com. SupperClubBTR.com. I'm telling you, there is going to be no better place to be in Baton Rouge on a Friday night before a home game or Saturday at Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com for your reservation. Maybe even if it's not this weekend, it's a future game weekend when you know you got family, friends, colleagues, clients coming in. You want to treat into a great time. Supper Club. Get your reservations. SupperClubBTR.com. SupperClubBTR.com. That's Supper Club.